Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Aquarius energy. And for this round, we're going to do a 10-card spread. And, we're going to read it from kind of a couple different perspectives because not everyone harnesses high vibe Aquarius energy. High vibe Aquarius is people who look at life from a higher perspective and have hope and faith and belief in themselves and in their dreams and in love. And some people don't have hope and faith and belief in themselves or in love. And they prefer to make their life more about themselves in their defensive nature, or make their life more about indulging in things of the world, or make their life more about status and ego and image and money and materialism. Maybe they could think if they have those things of the world, they can get people to stay in a relationship with them, even if they're not very loving or authentic. So we're going to take a look at it from that perspective. I'm also going to get a positive personality oracle and see what that wants to contribute. We all tap into Aquarius energy kind of based on what our dreams are and what we're looking for in life. And everybody has the free will to kind of live their life the way they want. We just kind of have to face the consequences. If we want our dreams to come into reality, we kind of have to be inspired to keep pursuing them and not settle for less than we deserve. Helpful, cooperative, accommodating, obliging. Okay. The reason for the reading is the Wheel of Fortune. We're either going with the flow, kind of healing and growing and maturing as we go, or we can try to force the Wheel of Fate in our favor. And there's going to be some people going with the flow, and there's going to be some people trying to force the Wheel of Fate. And we'll all kind of reap what we sow. So we start out with the Eight of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. Some people have a lot of fear of having a new beginning, kind of stepping outside their comfort zone. Let's see what else we have here. We have the Ten of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Death card. Then we have the Three of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Aquarius card of the Six of Swords. Some people kind of have fear. What if everything that I kind of wanted kind of appeared in my life and I could have my dream come into reality? They might be... The ending card over here is the Emperor. You'd have to make decisions that are best for other people involved if you're going to, say, get in a long-term relationship with someone. And for some people, they might not feel ready to make decisions that are best for everyone involved. They might, we'd have to curb our more immature nature of the Knight of Wands. We can't be going off and kind of doing what we want to go do if we're in kind of a long-term, stable, grounded situation. The Hierophant can represent workplaces, family dynamics, relationships, and marriages. Even if people are thinking of getting a job that they would have to make better decisions in than they've made in the past. And, they'd have to curb their more immature nature. And the same thing happens when you get in a relationship. You got to curb your more immature nature. It isn't just about you anymore. It's about making decisions that are best for everyone involved. And because some people are afraid of making decisions that are best for everyone involved, some people aren't going to move forward in those type of relationship opportunities or job opportunities that would be available to them, because the Death card talks about they'd maybe kind of have to transform their life in a way, detach from some more immature ways of being, and they'd have to start going with the flow and maybe have more hope and faith and belief in themselves and in their capabilities and believing they could do it. And the King of Pentacles talks about kind of growing up and maturing yourself. And the Six of Swords is seeing the truth and moving forward, keeping life in perspective, looking at life from the bigger picture, having hope and faith and belief in your dreams. And they'd have to turn their back to kind of aligning with this energy in a more shadowy way, which can be more about the things of the world, and maybe they're more about themselves and their ego and their image. And it'd have to be more about just quit making their life so much about themselves and looking like a shining star in the world and ego and image like that, to really be someone who acts with character and integrity, who, it's not, they would be people who really should be looked up to and admired, people who aren't just more about themselves and indulging themselves and all about ego and image and money and materialism. That's kind of the foundation and the building blocks of the world, is people who are willing to be responsible people in relationships with other people, to quit being just more about themselves. But we all know how the world works. Sometimes the people who are actually people worthy of looking up to and admiring aren't the people who kind of get that attention sometimes. Sometimes it is the immature players. Look at me, look at the life I'm living, look, I'm living the dream, you know? Or they put in all this work and effort to have all these things of the world. Look at all these things of the world I have. But for some of those people that do decide that, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep moving forward the way I've been moving forward. And if they have people in their life that are willing to be in a relationship with them where kind of it doesn't grow and mature over time, that might be shadowy Scorpio. It can be a little more superficial and shallow. But if they have people that are willing to stay in relationship with them, and by worldly standards, it looks like their dreams have come into reality, and it maybe didn't require them to grow and mature themselves, and it is more about them or more about ego or image or money and materialism, there's going to be some people that are going to live their life like that. And they could think it makes them look like a boss in the world. They could either be indulging someone who has the status and image or looks or whatever they got, or they could have someone indulging them. And some people, that's their idea of the dream life. If it gets me these things that I want in the world. And other people could be thinking, is that how I want to live my life? I could live my life like that. I could make my life about those things. I probably have people in my life who'd be willing to indulge me, or I could indulge in order to have those things. But then it is kind of like giving up one dream of what you could become if you really faced your fears, to quit letting your more worldly, egoic, or immature nature run your life, to really grow to your full potential. We can all be like in our more worldly nature and our more immature, indulgent nature, and make our life like we're living the dream. Look at what I'm doing. Look who I'm in a relationship with. But is it love? Or is it, this makes practical, logical sense? I should do this. It's good for my ego and my image. It might provide me a lot of stability and status or power, influence in the world, but is it love? And I think the people who don't choose love, I think they will find it to be eventually superficial and shallow. And I think one day they will wonder, why didn't I heal and grow and mature myself so I could have really become all that I could have been in the world in a more balanced way of feeling proud of myself and living my own authentic life, instead of letting all these things of the world manipulate me, or my fear, or my insecurity, or my codependent nature. And I think high vibe people have given a lot of thought to those things, and they've seen the truth, and they communicate to other people in their life that I don't want to make my life about just these things of the world. I want to be in long-term, emotionally fulfilling relationships where we're constantly transforming our life. We're not staying in the death card of stuck and stagnant energy. In high vibe Aries energy and Aquarius energy and Sagittarius energy, we're inspired to live the life of our dreams and not let all those things manipulate us. To turn our back on the more worldly focused dream, to really invest in our dreams, where it's more than just about these me or these things of the world. We all put in work and effort to have some stability and security and enjoy some of the finer things in life, but what about having that and having people in our life who are authentic and loving and warm and encouraging and inspiring and just and fair and loyal and committed? Instead of maybe indulging some people who might be kind of immature and they just want us to stay in a relationship with them because of these things of the world or because of the status or the ego and the image. And at any given moment in time, we can all have known some people that weren't willing to move forward with us in that way. And we decide to love and believe in ourselves, to emotionally detach from those people and keep moving forward, investing in our dreams. If they weren't willing to move forward with us in that way, then we weren't on the same page, and we need to go find the people who are and take the lessons that we learn from that life experience. That, if someone shows me they're kind of immature or they're bossy or they're controlling or they're prideful or they're egotistical or more emotionally shallow and superficial, I shouldn't get in a relationship with someone like that, because I've maybe already been in relationships with people who are like that. So what's coming up for people who harness some high vibe Aquarius energy, who have hope and faith and belief in their dreams? If some people have had a new beginning that they've been moving forward with, they could right now be deciding, am I going to keep living my life the way I've been living it? Am I headed in the right direction? Are the way I'm living my life and the people I'm moving forward with, are we going in the right direction, or should I stop this relationship, take some time to heal and grow and mature myself and think about what my long-term goals are and kind of transform my dream? Because if the way I've been moving forward, it could have been fun in the Knight of Wands, but maybe I've found myself in that I keep repeating an old pattern and nothing ever changes. It's like different people, different faces, different jobs, but I'm not kind of growing and maturing and healing myself. Do I want to keep repeating that pattern forever? What about the people I'm moving forward with? Are they loving? Are they nurturing? Are they more about the ego and the image? Are they emotionally shallow and superficial? Is that why they're in the relationship with me? If they stay in the relationship with me, does it look like their dreams have come into reality? What's their truth? And some people right now could be doing some work to get to the truth and seeing who are the people I need to kind of maybe detach from, and who are the people who are aligned with my truth. And some of you have already done this work. You've communicated with people how you're moving forward, and then it's up for those people to decide what their truth is. And there comes a point in time, in the Three of Wands, we could have a dream of someone wanting to come towards us to move forward with us in that way. But there comes a time that if those people aren't coming towards us to work with us to bring that dream into reality, we need to see the truth of that too. And we can't keep kind of staying stuck hoping other people will decide if they want to work with us in that way. And we got to make a decision that they're apparently not on the same page for some of them. So I need to keep moving forward regardless. So what is coming up for people who harness some high vibe Aquarius energy that they might not see coming up? Okay. Okay. Judgment. Because of the Knight of Swords, there comes a time in our relationships and with people that we've reached out to that we have to call judgment on people. If we're currently in relationships with people and we feel like they're being kind of immature or bossy or stubborn or emotionally shallow, kind of more about themselves, more caught up in ego and image, we got to call judgment on them and stand up for our truth. This isn't moving forward in the way maybe what I think is just and fair, and my idea of the dream life is different than yours. So I'm going to call judgment on it and stand in my truth, make a decision. I'm going to move forward to live what's aligned with my truth. If there's people you've made an offer to and those people aren't coming towards you, well, then we have to see the truth of that too. And call judgment on it, where it's like, I'm going to keep moving forward. If at some future point in time, something changes in your life, let me know. We'll see where we're all at that point in time. But for now, I'm going to keep moving forward, taking action to bring my dreams into reality. What's coming up, and I think as you do that, there will be other people that will decide to align with you and defend you because you are taking action in high vibe energy. You're being encouraging, you're being loving, you're acting with character and integrity. You are transforming your life, you are believing in your dreams and investing in your dreams, and you're being a very emotionally nurturing, stable, grounded, emotionally mature person in people's lives. And other people see that, and then they want to be in relationship with you and are willing to defend you because you're not acting in more immature ways. What's coming up for the people who might harness a little more worldly or shadowy Aquarius energy that they might not see coming up? The Strength card, the Six of Wands, the Tower, the Five of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords, and the reason is because of the Six of Cups. When people are acting kind of shadowy in a relationship, there's eventually going to be some people in their life that temper their ego about the situation. The Six of Cups can talk about, it's Scorpio energy also, just like the Death card. I've been trying to be loving and encouraging and supportive and all that stuff. But if they keep seeing someone keeps repeating an old pattern over and over and over, and the relationship doesn't move forward in a more deep, meaningful relationship, they can't keep denying the truth of it. And they realize that we want to move forward differently. Everybody in the Five of Pentacles of Taurus energy has their philosophy of life. And they see the truth that some of the people they're in a relationship want to keep moving forward, kind of juggling, and in the shadowy Queen of Swords being defensive. And defensive to either a deep, meaningful relationship, being more authentically themselves, being more inspired by truth and love. And they keep seeing them being defensive to that and maybe not working cooperatively with them in a relationship. And eventually they see the truth. I want to move forward in a more balanced relationship where people do look at life from a higher perspective and they do work cooperatively with me in a relationship, in a deep, meaningful relationship. And eventually they see the truth of it and they detach and they pick up their investment in them and they see the truth. I need to go find people who are more on the same page as me, because the way you want to move forward and the way I want to move forward is different. And I accept the truth of it. I've kind of tempered my ego about it. I did want this to move forward victoriously. But it takes both people working together cooperatively. And if one person wants to keep juggling and being defensive, well, it's pretty hard to make a relationship move forward. And eventually, some people are going to detach from being in a relationship with them and they're going to move away. The Six of Swords moves away from the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords can be people who either have a lot of mental conflict or people who, the Five of Swords and the Six of Swords is Aquarius energy, that they just might be more about the world or themselves. Or the Five of Swords can be people who seem to want to win at all costs and they don't really care who gets hurt. It's just more about them kind of being indulged in the relationship or doing whatever the hell they want to do in a relationship. And it's like, that's not my idea of a long-term, emotionally fulfilling, stable, grounded relationship. That might be your idea, but that's not my idea. So I do believe in my dreams, and I'm going to go invest in my dreams. And some of the shadowy people did not see that coming. And the type of people they might end up staying with are people who are willing to keep repeating that pattern with them, because that we'll all repeat a pattern of a way of living life because that's how we view life. And some people, there's other people in the world who view life like them. And they might get in a relationship with someone who's willing to move forward with them in a relationship. But the thing is, if they're both in shadowy Leo energy, kind of prideful or egotistical or manipulative or defensive to deep, meaningful relationships, it might not be a very stable relationship. And everybody might feel left out in the cold, and everybody might wonder if they want to keep staying in that relationship. Because sometimes shadowy energy is where people kind of want to be indulged in a relationship, kind of like in shadowy Aquarius energy. They like to be the center of attention. And if you get two people in a relationship that might like the status and the ego and the image of the relationship, but neither one of them is very loving, you know, by worldly standards, it might look pretty victorious, but it's not where people work cooperatively from love. But they might be willing to move forward in it anyway and just try to balance things out, because by worldly, shadowy Aquarius energy, it kind of looks like they got it all. And if that's really what drives and motivates them, they're willing to stay in it anyway. Because truth and love really wasn't what drove and motivated them to begin with. So some people will keep repeating an old pattern over and over where nothing ever changes so long as it looks good by worldly standards. And there's just other people that aren't willing to do that. It's like, I can't keep doing this over and over. Nobody ever changes. Nobody ever heals. Nobody ever grows. Nobody ever matures. Nobody ever looks at life from any other perspective than maybe their own. And I can't keep doing it. And they leave. And, if they find someone who's on the same page as them, then that's a just and fair relationship for them. And they can happily repeat that old way of being and what they make their life about. Maybe they both have fear of love. Maybe they both like to indulge in something of the world together, and they think that's living the dream life, whatever it is. And other people, judgment is going to go in your favor because you're willing, when you see something is not aligned with your truth, you're willing to face your fears and believe in yourself. So it's kind of like you go to the next level of the video game of life. And the other people are going to keep staying on the same level of the video game of life and repeating that same pattern over and over and over. Even though they've mastered that level of life, nothing new to learn there. But they could just be people who are really afraid of change and believing in themselves, because it does require them to kind of let love and intuition guide them. And they would have to learn lessons along the way because they're stepping into unknown territory. And some people aren't willing to do that. And we just need to see the truth of that. And they'll keep repeating an old pattern over and over other people are moving forward, going on like a new adventure. So there you go, Aquarius. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.